The content of this program is provided for educational and informational purposes only, and it is not to be considered as advice, referral, or recommendations. Any use of the information provided is at the sole discretion of the listener. The presenters and this radio station expressly disclaims liability for errors and omissions in the contents of the presented resources and information already available to the general public. The presenters and this radio station do not have any affiliations to the agencies presented. Détail présenté sous programme ça, c'est pour éducation et information seulement. Moun pas doit considérer comme conseil référal ou soit recommandation. N'importe utilisation information qui base, c'est sous cette discussion moun kap koute. Présentateur yo ak station radio pas gen aucune responsabilité pour erreur à commission pour ressources yo présenter ak information qui déjà disponible dans public en général. Présentateur yo ak station radio pas gen aucune affiliation avec agence qui présenté.
This is WIGG 88.1 FM, Asbury Park.
We all can agree that raising a family in these times is challenging. With everything being so exposed and accessible through social media and the influence that come along with it, how do we find the balance?
Does your child feel confined and has no outlet?
Sasha, meet me in the bathroom so we can take our Instagram pics, because you know once I get home they won't let me out.
Would your child come to you when they need help?
Mom, I'm in trouble and I don't know what to do.
Do you know the signs when your child is crying out for help?
Mickelson, you don't listen. The school has called me and now I have to attend another school meeting. This time you lose your video games for 2 months.
Do you and your family need access to resources?
I lost my job. How will we get our bills paid?
Does your family have expectations and boundaries for mutual respect and understanding?
I am the man of the house, but my family does not respect me.
Finally, a show where families can feel supported and get resources for guidance during these troubled times. Presented to you by Good News Community Action. Family Matters, a radio show, aired every Saturday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. A new segment discussing all things and situations relating to families. Family Matters Discussions, a radio show for everyone to listen together.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Elna coming to you again with Family Matters, the radio show presented to you every Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m. and repeated again on Sundays from 3 to 5 p.m. by Good News Community Action, which is a nonprofit organization of Good News Radio. Bonsoir tout le monde, moi c'est Elna, c'est moi-même qui vini pour parler ensemble avec nous encore aujourd'hui à notre programme Affaires de famille qui est présenté pour chaque samedi 4h, 5h et puis répétez encore dimanche 3h, 5h. C'est un programme qui est présenté pour de Good News Community Action. C'est une non-profit organisation Radio Bonne Nouvelle. Merci beaucoup pour l'opportunité ça pour nous venir parler ensemble avec nous, discuter sujet que nous parlé tout mois juin de papa ensemble avec co-parenting les mon a levé ti moun yo ensemble et puis yo pas ensemble yo même. Merci beaucoup pour tout le monde qui a écouté. Moi souhaiter que si qui n'a écouté, nous besoin parler ensemble avec nous, nous besoin relayer nous pour voyer message, que n'importe bagaille que nous avons discuté ou bien si que nous gagnons aucune suggestion que n'importe bagaille nous avons partagé sur sujet que nous avons parlé, nous carrelez nous sur numéro de téléphone 762 775 0220 Encore, car elle est 732 775 0220 ou bien 732 775 0225. Ma petite nous qui gens que nous ka écouter programme ça avec Radio Bonne Nouvelle tout. C'est pas simplement écouter sur 88.1, 88.1 FM. Nous can aller tout sur Facebook pour nous entendre radio. TuneIn, WYGG. TuneIn, c'est TUNEIN, WYGG. Ou bien nous can aller dans goodnewsradiotv.com. Ça, c'est goodnewsradiotv.com. Ou bien nous can aller sur numéro de téléphone 518 906 1596. Numéro encore c'est 518 906 1596. Moi ensemble avec Monty, je dis, Monty, did you understand what I just said? You understood that?
I did. I understood. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. It is good to be here again today with you, celebrating Juneteenth with each and every one of you. If you all are out there celebrating, it is an incredibly beautiful day to be celebrating such a wonderful time for each and every one of us. For those of us who don't know what Juneteenth is about, it's about celebrating, or it's about us finally getting our freedom from slavery. And shall I say, written emancipation from slavery. So it is important for us to, we always want to fight for our freedoms and our rights and so forth and so on, and talk about our freedoms and rights. It is important for us to become more and more aware of this type of emancipation, this type of freedom, this law that was written for us, our history, should I say, and pass this on to our children. Pass it on to our family, loved ones, and our children. And we should definitely be out here celebrating. We should be out here celebrating some way or another. And if you're looking for a place somewhere to celebrate, right down here by Second Baptist. What's the name of the park over there? The park over there?
Well, we've been announcing it for some time now, the Juneteenth celebration. It's right there at Second Baptist Church, the park that's right there on Springwood Avenue.
Yes.
There's a large group of people having a wonderful time. They're having a block party.
Yes.
There's T-shirts being sold and all kinds of foods and everything.
T-shirts,
music,
novelties, food.
Yes, there's a lot going on in the Juneteenth celebration being celebrated by Neptune Township.
Yes, go down and celebrate and support your brothers and sisters out there. There's some awesome businesses that's out there commemorating and celebrating with each and every one of us, and we need to celebrate and we need to support our businesses as well, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say it in Creole. Jodia, Neptune Township a célébré Juneteenth. Juneteenth là c'est jour indépendance mon noir. C'est le ça dans moment ça que mon noir te gagné indépendance yo. Pour yo ka vivre yo, même genre tout l'autre monde vivre yo pas dans esclavage encore, yo te libéré dans esclavage. Ça c'est jour ça qui t'es supposé célébrer longtemps passé, mais yo pas jamais ouais jour ça comme un jour qui gagne importance. C'est année passée quoi Governor Murphy mettait jour ça dans loi, il dit comme ça que tout le monde qui pour célébrer Juneteenth dans troisième vendredi dans mois de juin, mais holiday Juneteenth c'est vraiment jour qu'elle célèbre vrai, c'est 19 juin, ça c'est lundi qui va venir, c'est jour ça qui holiday là, mais c'est dans jour vendredi que état de New Jersey by tout le monde qui travaille pour état off pour yo ka jouer jour ça ensemble avec famille yo. Qui gens moun célébrer Juneteenth, yo kon chita, yo parler ensemble avec petit yo et puis yo fait petit yo connaît histoire moun noir dans pays américain qui gens qui ont été venus dans esclavage, ont été contre battre yo, fait toute qualité bagay qui pas bon, qui mauvais, et puis yo pas gagné même liberté que l'autre moun, lot nation, moun blanc yo te genyen, yo te esclavage travail pour moun blanc. So, pour raison ça, gen moun ki célèbre yo montre ti moun yo histoire moun noir dans pays ici. Et puis tout, yo kon assemblé ensemble, yo fait barbecue, yo rejoui, yo chanté, et comme ça yo célébrer Juneteenth. Moi, souhaite que si que gen moun qui besoin connaît plus de ça, jodi an dans Second Baptist Church, deuxième l'église baptiste qui na Springwood Avenue, l'église américaine, c'est là célébrer un paquet de monde qui l'autre bois cap célébrer, il a fait block party, pareil comme ça si que nous avons une chance passer l'autre bois pour nous célébrer tout parce que nous même c'est mon noir nous et tout. Amen. Nous c'est mon noir. We're black. We're all black together,
true.
right?
And I was going to say this is a time for us to come together like never before. Mm-hmm. This is a time for us to band together. The united we stand, divided we fall. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing more important than knowing who we are, knowing about our freedom and what it cost, what it took, and what it cost for us to win over our freedom, and to continue to stand and fight for our freedoms. Our freedoms are always trying to be taken away from us every day. So it's important for us to remember and try to stand for our freedoms. So we must do it together. We can't do it alone. United we stand, divided we fall. Mm-hmm. Remember, people, remember, we have to stand together.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to translate that. Il dit comme ça, les que nous mettons tête nous ensemble, nous travaillons ensemble, n'a campé bien fort. Mais si que nous diviser, n'a tombé. C'est même Jean, peuple haïtien, qu'on dit, union fait la force. Là, nous travaillons ensemble, mais en pile, charge par l'eau. Responsabilité, yo kon difficile en pile. Mais si tout le monde mettait tête yo ensemble, pour nous gagner même pensée, même l'idée, et puis pour nous travailler ensemble, pour nous élever, yon ensemble avec l'autre, parler ensemble avec l'autre, encourager yon ensemble avec l'autre, communauté à bénéficier, et puis il y a plus fort dans tout ça que nous gagnons pour nous faire. All right, so I want to remind everyone, because I always have like announcements and resources for everybody. So I have to announce these things. You have something else you want to say?
Yes, the other thing we have to speak on today. This is very important.
What?
Father's Day weekend.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. You know what? He's so quick to talk about Father's Day. We didn't forget Fathers. We're gonna talk about Fathers. Give me a minute, okay? I know you're so hot and bothered, ready to go.
I am not hot and bothered. Okay.
Just relax, okay? Take a chill pill.
I'm chilling. Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to announce to you guys that Good News Radio, WYGG 88.1 FM, is hosting its 29th annual anniversary fundraising banquet, which is Sunday, August 27th of this year at 6 p.m. It's going to be at the Living Word Fellowship Center, located at 81 Route 35, Neptune, New Jersey. So they're going to have as a musical guest Roger Colas Jr. He's going to do the performance and everything, singing, so you guys can dance and have a good time at the banquet. If you need more information, feel free to call 732-775. You guys should know this number by heart. 0220-732-775, 0220-732-775, 0225. If you have more questions about the banquet, how to get your tickets, we need you guys to get your tickets quickly and up front so we can know how many people to expect, and to make sure that everything is up and ready and running for you when you show up on the 27th of August to the 29th anniversary fundraising banquet for Good News Radio. The radio needs your support. Okay, did we mention that? We need you guys to support the radio. We need you to
bringing you really good content.
Right, absolutely. We need you to send in your monies or support in however way that you can, volunteer your time. Like all of us that's here today, we're volunteering our time to put on these programs for you guys. If you can't volunteer your time, then you can volunteer your money and support the radio station so that it can keep running and keep providing you with good things for you and your family.
Also, if you're volunteering your time, what we mean by that, you can come down if you are a professional or someone who has vast knowledge or some kind of knowledge of a certain type of profession or certain thing that's going on or certain things other people need to know about. We would be happy to have you come down to the station and sit down and talk with you and interview and and we'll just have a conversation across the table.
That's right.
To let them to inform the people. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
It's all about community content. We want to bring really good content to people that's going to help.
Yeah.
And be a blessing to people.
Yeah, and I think I had put in this offer or put it out there once before that if you have like some sort of ministry, you have some sort of we do want people with businesses to kind of like come to, but if you own a business, you're making money and you're gonna get exposure through the radio, we want you to be able to support in order for us to give you that kind of airtime. But if you have a ministry where you're not making money, we want people like that to come here and to share what kind of ministry that they have for the community. What is it that you're doing to help out your community, to help out the next person, to help uplift, elevate, motivate, educate the community, which is what this particular radio show is about. So we want like-minded people like that to come and to share their skills and their abilities and to let people know this is who I am, this is what I'm about, this is what I have to present and offer, and I want you guys to know about that and take advantage of it, right?
Also, if you're working for us or a specific company or whatever, and your company is hiring, you know how to get the job where your company is hiring or whatever the case may be. Bring that information down or just call in. You don't even have to come. You can call in and join us on the line and help the others get work that they may not have information or know that they have the skills for. Or
Absolutely. Or if you have information that you feel could be of help to the community and you want to let us know about it so we can share with the community, feel free to let us know. You can call the phone number, okay? I need to announce this in Creole as well for the banquet, okay? Ma dis nous aujourd'hui que Radio Bonne Nouvelle a célébré 29 anniversaire fundraising banquet. Il a fait banquet fundraising 27 août année ça à 6 heures du soir dans Living Word Fellowship Center qui sous 81 route 35 dans Neptune. Il a gagné Roger Cola Junior qui a venu performer pour chanter, jouer bonne musique pour tout le monde qui a réjoui tête yo dans banquet Radio Bonne Nouvelle 29 anniversaire fundraiser banquet Radio Bonne Nouvelle. Si que nous besoin plus d'informations de ça, on a continué à annoncer ça jusqu'à ce qu'il arrive. Nous avons le numéro de téléphone 732 775 0220 ou bien 732 775 0225. Et puis tout, si que nous besoin de relais, parler ensemble avec nous, ligne ouvrir pour nous relais. So I just want to say, last Sunday I had the opportunity to go to the Church of God of Prophecy, Pastor Germain's church. And it was a wonderful opportunity to get to go there. He was so kind and nice to invite or allow me to go. Me and Gregory Jean, he's my real estate partner. So we went there and we presented on our real estate business that we have. And so it was so great to see the men and women of God at that church. I felt like that church environment was like, it was fun. It was very open. It seemed like everybody was having a good time. They were laughing, joking amongst each other. and they were just having a good time praising the Lord. So I really appreciate being there, and I hope to be able to go back and to join in with everyone. It was really good to see everybody. Tout le monde dans l'église de Dieu de prophétie, moi saluer nous bien fort. Moi dis merci pour l'opportunité que nous te bam pour te venir dans l'église nous dimanche passé. Moi t'es content pour me venir réjouir ensemble avec nous dans jour ça. Merci beaucoup à Pasteur Germain, l'église de Dieu de prophétie, and also my sister Claire, and my brother-in-law, and my niece, of course. Yes.
It is awesome. It is an awesome thing to have the spirit of love, friendship, and
Yes.
Community,
Yes.
Unity in the church. It is. You see so many other times that could be otherwise. But
Yeah.
when you have a spirit of achievement, they went through a lot. It took them some time to get that church built. And from coming from you, from other people out here, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, they're doing really
beautiful
great
place of
work for the
worship.
community.
Amen. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
So they have that spirit of unity,
Yes.
achievement, and commitment.
That's
and
right.
It's beautiful when you're working together like that. It
That's
just works
right.
out great.
That's right. So likewise, if any of your churches are doing great things for the community, and you want to let us know so we can highlight that, please feel free to give us a call and let us know. This is what our church is doing for the community, and we want everybody to know about it. So feel free to join in with everyone else. So now we can talk about Father's Day. So tomorrow is Father's Day.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
What's the history of Father's Day?
Oh, wow.
I think we did we talk about the history of Mother's Day? Because whatever we didn't do for Mom, we're not doing it for them. Okay.
Wow.
I don't think we talked about the history of Mother's Day. I think we just did shout outs.
I think them are fighting words, my brothers. I think them are
They're
fighting
fighting
words.
words.
Being the fact that, I think that, like I said before, like I said last week, mothers get everything.
No.
And fathers, we get the leftovers.
No.
But
No.
I want to take out the moment though to uplift some of our fathers.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let's wish Happy Father's Day to the fathers in our lives, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
So my father, Arnold, passes.
Yes.
I would like to wish him a very happy Father's Day.
Happy
For as
birthday,
long as I
Pops.
can remember, he's always been a very hard-working man, always provided for his family.
Right.
I don't remember not one time in my childhood where we didn't have a roof over our head, we didn't have lights, we didn't have water, we didn't have food to eat, because he always made sure he provided that. And so I really appreciate that, my father, for that. So thank you, my dad, Arnold. Happy Father's Day to you, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers in my life, like my brother-in-laws, my brothers, Nate, Junior. Junior is not a biological dad yet, but he is a godfather.
Yes, and he takes
over
it
and over
very
again.
seriously,
He's
yes.
the multi-godfather.
Yeah.
So that speaks to the character,
counts.
right?
It counts,
right?
yeah.
So he's a great person, and so people want, their children to experience that. So that's great. So happy Father's Day to Junior, to Nate, and to Scott, and to Wilfor, to all the fathers. Paco, happy Father's Day to you. Did I forget anyone? Aunts, happy
yeah.
Father's Day.
Yes.
Yes,
Happy
yes.
Fathers to all of the brothers, and my brother Larry, Sean, Dre, Jason. Happy Father's Day to them. My son JR, who is an awesome father, him in himself, within himself, and that's a whole nother story.
And happy Father's Day to you. Oh, that's what you wanted this whole time.
I can't speak for myself, but I want to say that I want to double back to Junior. I don't even think he knows this. He doesn't know this, but I am really passionately appreciative, blessed by the way he is, being a father for the young men that don't have fathers in their lives. He's stepping up and being that one story. I wish I could be the person to tell it, but I don't think it's my place, so I won't go into it. But he definitely steps up in that child's life.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
he has been there. And the commitment, when I talk about commitment, the commitment to being there for that young man in his life is a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that father figure like that. And Junior has stepped up to do that. And I really, think that's an awesome thing that he is doing. So I just really want to do a shout out to Junior.
Yeah.
And if, he probably is not even listening, but I'm pretty sure it'll get back to him. But Junior Passius, happy Father's Day, man. You're not a biological father, but you're an incredible father in my eyes. That's what I say.
Yeah, absolutely. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers that work in this radio station that are involved in the planning, the coordinating, all the logistical work of putting this all together and bringing it out and making it exist for the community. So happy Father's Day. You guys know who you are. I can't get into name calling right now, but all of you that have a hand in the radio station, Radio Bonne Nouvelle, WIGG Good News Radio, a very happy Father's Day to you. And to all the fathers who are pastors,
Yes.
there's different kinds of fathers. Let's name
Yes,
the
there you
types
go.
of
There you
fathers,
go.
right?
Yes,
there
yes.
are fathers,
Biological fathers.
fathers,
Right.
right? There are stepfathers.
Right.
There are godfathers.
There you
There are foster fathers.
That's right.
There are father figures.
Yes.
There are father of heart. Like it's in your heart to care for a child, to be there for them, even though you don't have any blood connection
Sometimes
to
you call
them.
Sometimes you call them, or those of us from the streets, you call them street fathers, or
Yeah,
whatever,
street
block
fathers.
or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
That's just like you have black mothers. Sometimes you had those street fathers or black, and you didn't necessarily have. They weren't necessarily the fathers, black fathers, but they were father figures to some young men that they knew and that looked up to them, and they kind of took them up under their wing and kind of like directed them in a different direction or directed them in the best way they could, whether it was privately or just give them the word of encouragement, give them the word of understanding and knowledge. It goes a long way. It goes a long way, believe it or not. A lot of times we think our children aren't listening or the children aren't listening.
Yeah.
But then something
Sometimes they're not
happens,
listening.
and all of a sudden you be like, you hear your own words come back at you out of those children, or
Yep.
whatever the case may be. You be like, what?
Yep. Yeah.
And sometimes those words are not coming at you in the way that you would like it to, and you want to go upside their head, but at the same time you smile and bust no pride. You know which way to go.
Yeah.
If you want to bust upside their head or grab them or hug them and say, well done.
Yes. So yeah, fathers are very important. So do you guys want to wish any fathers in your lives a happy Father's Day? Feel free to give us a call.
Absolutely.
Si ke nou gen papa ke nou ta vle souhaite bon anniversaire, bonne fête papa, nou met rele, numéro téléphone Radio Bonne Nouvelle pour nous faire ça konye 732 775 0220. 732 775 0220 if you want to wish happy Father's Day to any fathers in your life. And some people unfortunately don't have their fathers with them, to celebrate their fathers. So you can also still honor the memory of your father by thinking about all the time that you did have with them, and what that meant to you. Some people in this moment, they will reflect on Facebook, by putting up pictures, maybe there was a special song that you guys shared together, playing that song. Maybe it was a movie that you guys love. You watch that movie. There's different ways. Maybe it's a place that you like to go to. Some dads have a tradition where they take their kid out for their first beer or something,
Right. I don't know about
not
that.
promoting that,
Yeah.
but those things when that fathers do with their sons.
Bonding moments, those bonding moments, take my fishing,
or with their
whatever the
daughters
case may be.
fishing,
Yes.
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And that which brings to the point of what I want to. I guess this is the pinnacle of what I was going to talk about at some given point in time. And this is the better time than any. if you want to translate this.
Okay.
I intend to. My intentions are to begin a fathers group for those fathers, especially for those fathers who have children outside of your marriage, or you're separated from your children, and you are having trouble reaching out to them for one reason or another. Rather it be shame, rather it be you're not in a certain place that you want to be, so you can be there for that child. Whether you're having situational problems, issues going on with you and the child's mother, I want to start a group for these things, and we will get together and we'll go out and do things. And my thing is to encourage you to be a father, even in those situations. I want to do this because this is something that I have fought with myself. It's been an ongoing and a long time battle for myself. So I want to encourage other brothers and other men to do the same for them and their families, or estranged families, should I say. So by all means, if you want any information on that, and you want to contact me about when I will be starting this up, again, you can give us a call to the station and we will talk about that as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to translate that. So, li di kon sa li bezwen ta fe un groupe papa ki ka veni ansam pou pataje informasyon ki jan pou yo ka angaje ansam avek pitit yo si ke yo gen yon timoun ki yo pa gen yon bon relasyon, koneksyon ansam avek li paske yo pa leve nan menm kay ansam avek ou bien paske ou menm ansam avek maman pitit lan nou pa ansam. So sa vin mette on problem, on division nan relasyon ki papa genyen ansam avek pitit li. Li ta reme fe on support group pour moun kon sa, pour papa kon sa, pour tout moun ka vin ensemble partager information, encourager yon ensemble avec l'autre, et puis nous ka chercher solution qui jan ke nous ka commencer engager ensemble avec ti moun yo pour ka gagner bon relation, parce qu'il pas jamais trop temps pour ka gen relation ensemble avec petit tout, parce que sous vivant et puis petit tout vivant, nous juste simplement besoin chercher un gens pour nous gagner en conversation pour discuter problème yo qui fait que relation n'a pas marché bien. So m'ta encourager nous si que nous gain besoin on support comme ça, nous ka relé radio bonne nouvelle dit oui moi besoin participer dans discussion ça, dans conversation ça, et puis n'a tout qui ça pour faire après ça. Si que vous gagnez intérêt pour ça, on mettre les numéros de téléphone radio et puis n'a organisé nous ensemble pour nous mettre groupe papa ensemble.
My encouragement to you today is whatever happened yesterday is yesterday. What happens today starts the rest of your life.
Et dit comme ça qui t'est arrivé hier, il était hier, c'est hier t'est arrivé, il était là. Et puis ça qui arrive aujourd'hui, c'est ça qui arrive aujourd'hui. Il encourager pour tout le monde commencer nouveau pour continuer discussion pour nous gagner une plus bonne relation. So which brings us to what we've been talking about this whole month, co-parenting, right? Co-parenting when you're separated from your child's other parent, okay? So you sometimes it doesn't happen often, right? Sometimes the father is the custodian,
right?
Yes.
But
that doesn't happen
more
often.
And more lately.
I was gonna say the law is now recognizing father's rights. That dad just as much as mom can also be nurturing, because that was the whole thing behind the child should go with mom, because mothers are seen as nurturers, because if a newborn is born, right, like think about it, and they need to nurse, right? Who's gonna nurse? Is it gonna be dad or is it gonna be mom? It's gonna be mom, because mom comes with the package, right, to be able to nurse.
Do you remember This is going to be funny, but do you remember when we had our son and you were wanting to go back to work and you showed me this thing that's for nursing babies
Yes,
that the
yes,
men can
I
wear?
do.
I was like, are you serious? Talk about, you're not confusing my child. You're not going to confuse
Oh, they
my
have all
child.
kinds of gizmos and gadgets out there.
No, a bottle is good enough.
No, they do it. I saw it on the show. It's for real. It's like a bodysuit. The father can wear.
No.
The father will put on a bodysuit and
That
be going
is
to nurse.
confusing your child. No.
Yeah, that and it looks crazy too, right?
Yeah, the father needs to have his bond, the mother needs to have her
Yes,
bond.
yes.
That's the important. There is a importance in balance. There's a importance in balance. People always want to cross the lines, but there is an important and mental, which again, when we talk about mental health, there is an importance in having that balance. However, sometimes you don't have that balance, but you don't have to do everything that somebody came up in their mind with in order to bring things together for the child. Like I said, a bottle is good enough. And if mom is not around to breastfeed and so forth and so on, then and some mothers don't breastfeed. Some mothers can't breastfeed. So you turn to the infant milk or whatever case may be, and then you have also the ability to, and I might be throwing something out there to some people who don't, and this is something that they used to do back in the day. A lot of people don't know about. You used to have some mothers who could not breastfeed or had problems. Their sisters or friends or other people breastfed the child. Because you understood that the child needed to live, or the child had to
and that
live.
breast milk is so important.
It is.
It's especially
It is.
that first, that what's it called, colostrum.
Yes.
That first, it's kind of like a caramel type of milk that comes out at right after the baby is born.
So many nutrients.
So
Yeah.
important.
Immunity,
So important.
body health, immunity, and so many different things. Mental ability and mental growth, body
Brain
growth.
development.
Yes,
Yeah.
and all of that is coming out in that breast milk. A lot of people say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, but it is you're designed. It's designed that way. It's designed that way.
Yeah.
And it's for the child to get what it needs to get from the mother, and that's the like I said, that bond between the mother and the child.
And then they also have like banks. And we're not talking. This is we don't need to be staying on this.
Yeah.
Because we have to move on.
Right.
But they have like banks where women can if
That's
they have
what I
more
was
than
talking
enough,
about.
because
Yes.
the more you pump, the more that milk is going to come out.
And that's what my point.
Okay.
My point is that for fathers who don't have they don't have the
Yeah, because
mothers in the
unfortunately,
life.
tragedies do happen.
Yeah.
We've seen the movies where the mother gives birth and unfortunately she doesn't make it, and this father has to raise this baby. So where is he going to get milk from? And he doesn't necessarily want to give formula. But they have other ways. If you ask the hospital staff, they have banks of donated breast milk. And some people are like, I don't want somebody else's breast milk going into my baby, but that's your preference.
Listen, it's important to have the natural stuff. There's so many things and so much unnatural things going into how we were talking about this the other day. We try to eat healthy. The things that you can just pick right off of a tree cost so much more than all that added stuff that they put. They put all this. You look at the ingredients and you see one thing on the ingredient, one thing or two things in there on the ingredient, and it costs 10 times more Well, honestly, I'm exaggerating, but I'm going to exaggerate. My wife taught me how. 10 times more.
It's so funny.
It costs 10 times more than what you look at the ingredients. They have 20 different things added in there.
I would have said 20 times.
They put about 10% juice, and then all the rest of it is all additive. And that costs less than just picking something off the tree or pulling it out the ground.
Right.
So
because it's junk.
It's,
Yeah. So going back to we're talking about that sometimes fathers are the custodians and not mom. But taking it back a little bit, when we talked about the types of fathers, we talked about there was biological fathers, adoptive fathers, stepfathers, foster fathers, godfathers, putative fathers. Putative fathers, just so anyone who doesn't know, is the assumed father, meaning the woman is pregnant and it's believed that the man is the child's father, but it has not been proven yet through a DNA test.
Okay.
So that's what's called a putative father. It's a legal term. So and then there's father figures, there's single fathers, right? This is where we're talking about fathers who are custodian of their children. There's absentee fathers. Some fathers are in the military and they unfortunately spend a lot of time away from their children because their work takes them away. It's not just military fathers. There's like truck drivers who are out on the roads for weeks at a time away from their children.
Jobs.
All kinds of different careers that take the fathers away from their children. So mom is at home raising the child, but the child knows of their father, and at some point throughout the year, they do get to see their father. And then there's incarcerated fathers, right? Those are the fathers who have done something in their lifetime where, the law had to put them away.
Right.
But they still have rights to their children. If they know that they have a child out there, and the law knows that they have a child out there, legally, that child and that father have the right to have visits with each other, even in that jail cell. I know a lot of moms are like, oh no, I'm not taking my kid, to the jail. I don't think it should be seen that way. I think you should look at the fact that this kid needs this father, right? Your child needs to have a connection and a bond, needs to be able to know who their dad is. So, because you don't want to take that away from them, and then this man doesn't get out of jail until like the kid is like 15. What kind of relationship are they gonna have then?
It's an estranged or a tough relationship regardless in that situation. The child is possibly going to be embarrassed by it, or see different things going into just going to the jail or whatever case may system. Period is a difficult thing.
It is.
But
if
you can have some type of relationship like that and can have those visits, it is important to do. Like I said last week, you never know when that child may be that pinnacle change in that person's life that causes them or lets them know that I can do this. I can make this change.
Yeah.
I have to make this change.
Yeah.
I that bond, that love, that strike in the heart and in the soul, that connection between the father and the child causes them, and sometimes the child may say something that really angers or really frustrates, but at the same time, it causes a change in them, and they like, I understand. I need to do what I need to do.
Yeah, and then there are surprise fathers. Surprise. Not like surprise, I'm pregnant, you're gonna be a dad. Not like that. It's like there was a kid that was born and years went on,
Right,
a long
right.
time went on. You never know you had this
Right.
kid, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden,
Same thing, surprise.
you know, it's like surprise.
Same thing, yeah.
You've been a dad, you
Yeah.
just didn't know
Didn't
it.
know it, yeah.
You know, there's those kinds of fathers, and then there's baby daddies, which
Or
are
it goes back to the pituitative fathers that you're talking about.
Mm-hmm,
You know, when the father is assumed to be somebody else, and then come to find out it's not that
It's
father,
not
it's
that
actually
father,
somebody
yeah.
else that's the father.
yeah,
So yeah, that surprise thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then there's baby daddies. Baby daddies
Oh, my
are the
goodness.
ones that
Oh, she really going in on this.
oh, we have to put it out there. It's because it's people are living like this. This is people's lives. This is
Right.
a part of life.
Yeah.
You know, baby daddies are the ones that financially supports the child, but don't have a relationship with that child. So
That's
it's
it's that more so a baby daddy more so because he may not be supporting the child. He's the baby's father, and the mother and the father are not together, or maybe they are together. You know, but in most cases, too many cases that they're not together, and this is the baby's father because he and I are not in a relationship. I'm in a relationship with
yeah,
somebody
there's
else.
two
and-
facets to
yeah,
it. There's the
yes.
kind where they're put on child support and financially they're
Or not.
supporting, or not
Yeah.
child support, and they're financially supporting, but they don't have the relationship to be called a father. So that's why they're called baby daddies, because they provided, you know, the birthing part of it.
We're gonna disagree a little bit on that.
We're gonna
but
disagree?
Yeah, because I mean, it's baby daddy. The thing about a baby daddy, that's my baby's daddy. That's what it comes down to. That's my baby's daddy. We don't have a relationship, or we may not, have a relationship. Whether we have a relationship and we're not married, or we're not in a relationship, that's the baby's father.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna
that's my
disagree
baby
on that,
daddy.
because otherwise then it's the baby's father, not the baby daddy. There's a difference.
Oh,
The-
I thought
yeah,
it was pretty
there's a
much the same
difference.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, the daddy provided the means for the child to be born. So therefore
Uh-huh.
you're the daddy.
Right.
And then when you are part of that child's life and you are, cultivating that child and pouring into that child, teaching that child, educating that child, being there for you're teaching the child how to ride a bike. You when he's having problems with kids at school, you're sitting there having this is fathering, right? So when you engage in that kind of level of activity with the child, then you are the father, right? There's a difference. Okay.
If you say so.
You don't agree?
If you say so.
I-
It's not always that. It's the father. Usually, when you're talking about a father, that's the father that's like you said, that's in the picture. He's usually like the mom and the dad are together and they're in a relationship or whatever the case may be. And he's the father, or the mother considers him to be the father of their child, or she calls him the father. But baby daddy can be the same thing, but it's all what the mom considers him to be, or the lingo that she puts out there. That's the baby's daddy. He's my baby daddy.
No, I just think there's just a misunderstanding about the terms.
I hear you. I hear you with that. I hear you with that though. There, the terms and a father would disagree. No, I'm not the baby daddy. I'm the father. I'm the father. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
the father.
So it all depends on how you see and how you look at yourself, or how you're perceived.
So let's see if we can get some statistics on what things look like in terms of custody for fathers. So, and I wanted to go there to point something out about Republicans and Democrats
Yes.
and swing states and stuff like that. So relating to custody, so it looks like the swing states take the lead in shared custody reform. Because this is what we were talking about in the beginning of our segment, that in the beginning, like way back when the norm has been for mom to be given custody of the child,
courts were
and
on
dad
mom's- was,
maybe
basically
if
favored
mom
mothers.
if mom is feeling okay with you, she can allow you to see your child, you know, or mom will have custody, like physical custody, and dad can have visitation rights, like on the weekends or something, or every other weekend, right, or once a month, whatever the terms was discussed in a court order. But now there's been this push for both parents to have 50-50 custody of their children. So you get the child 50% of the time,
Right.
and I get the child 50% of the time, because we are jointly one half of that child's whole parenting experience.
Right, and let me point out that the courts are really sort of began to realize and find out that they were just wrong. Well, you know,
Yeah,
rather
they've
than
been
being
wrong all
sued
yeah.
or whatever case may be, or whatever brought them to their understanding. They found out that they're wrong. A lot of times, the father, like you said, the father is the more nurturing one in the family, or loving to the child, or whatever case may be. Too many times, the mother is just using the child as leverage or as a weapon towards the father, or whatever case may be. She's using whatever means that she's getting from the father for her own benefit, as opposed to for the child's benefit, which is what it's supposed to be going for. You know, which I think is criminal, to be honest. But
Ooh.
yeah, it's okay. So if whether you were related to me or not, if you go into my pockets or you go into my bank account, you're taking my money out, and it's not yours. What you doing?
Well, I guess the argument is
When money is intended for one thing and you use it for another, it's
I guess I'm gonna be devil's advocate here and say, okay, so yes, I put you on child support. You have to pay child support.
right.
It doesn't go to the child. It doesn't come in the child's name because the child's a minor. So it has to come to the custodian, because I'm the one who needs access to
It
that
goes
money
to
so that
the
I can care for the
custodial-
child.
It goes to the custodian in the child's name,
Right.
in of or because or for.
Right,
or
but I'm
whatever
the
case may
one
be.
caring for our
True,
son,
true,
right? I'm
true,
I'm
right.
the one who's going out to buy food,
Right,
diapers,
right.
you know,
Uh-huh.
school tuition, you know, if it's daycare or whatever.
But when the
I'm the
majority
one
of
doing
that money
So,
is
so I
going,
need that money to be able to take care of our
but
child.
when the majority of that money, when that child does not have things that child should have, because you're out buying, you know, fantastic nails and getting your feet done, and getting your
I'm
nails
not
and your
saying
feet
that
done.
does not happen.
it
but we
happens
should not assume the
way-
worst. We should not assume the worst.
There is no assumptions.
that that's what's happening, you know, because mom could be getting money elsewhere for her nails. How do you know that
Oh,
money
my
that you
goodness.
sent for the
Okay,
kid
I said
was
when.
what went into her nails? You don't know that.
See, women's advocate.
How do you know that?
As I said, when it is.
You
and
were
in
not there.
In too many cases, you weren't there to say, well, it wasn't either. In too many cases, that is the case. Mom is blowing the child support on her own wishes and desires that she wants to do. She wants to be bling bling, whatever the case may be. So, and the child and constantly going after dad because you want more money from him. So because the child doesn't have, the child needs this, the child needs that. Well, okay, I'm giving you this money. How come the child doesn't have it?
Well, this is where the courts come in.
Exactly.
And if you go through
That's what I
the
said,
courts
yes.
and do something formal and it's in paper in writing, signed, sealed, delivered by a judge, you know, then there's no coming back for more.
This was my point.
It's set.
This was my point in the beginning, like you were saying, like you were talking about in the first place, that the courts have come to the understanding that a lot of times the fathers are looking to be or are the better part of the family or the child than the mother is, because she's being more selfish and using that child as a weapon against the father. That was
I'm not saying that does
Yes,
not happen. That
yes.
does happen. But we have to remain positive and hopeful that people are putting their kids first, which is what we're talking about, putting children first while co-parenting. So back to what I was saying about the swing states. It looks like the swing states are providing more 50-50 custody of children, than other states. Like the Republicans, they provide the least amount of 50-50 custody. The Democrats are next up with more. So Republican states give divorced dads least custody time. Do you hear this? Republicans. I guess because they're more conservative, they're like
according to the study in 2018
by custodyexchange.com.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is 2018, which is not far. I don't think they've done another one since then. But yeah, Republican states looks to be providing least custody time to dads, at least 50% custody. So there you have it. So think about that when you're voting, okay? So let's go back to because we're running out of time, putting our children first when co-parenting. So when you're co-parenting, you should try to address the following, right? What contact is going to look like, what the visitation schedule is going to look like, the education, the finances, children's medical needs or concerns, any holiday or special events, guidelines for decision making and dispute resolution. And in some cases, you may need a court order to help you with all this. Mm-hmm. Because let's be honest, most of the time when people are separated, they can't talk to each other. Everybody's in their feelings. Mm-hmm. No one is thinking about their kid. Right. Mm-hmm. They're thinking about them and how they feel about the breakup.
Which is what we talked about, spoke about last week, is that you need to, when you start or when you go into this process, when it comes down to you two, things that's concerning you two, mm-hmm. that's one thing. But when it comes down to something concerning the child, we need to step outside of those things. And think about what's best for the child, and come together for the child. And this is what's called This is what's called adulthood. This is what's called responsibility. You two came together and made that child. Guess what? You have a responsibility.
And you're on a hook for at least 18 years.
18 years plus. And no, you like
I
you said,
at least.
Right? 18 years plus. So absolutely. So here are some tips on co-parenting co-parenting successfully.
So yeah, you want to aim to be flexible, right? Oh, you want me to say in Creole? Yes. Okay. Ça c'est suggestion qui j'en pour nos cas parents et timounio ensemble pour le cas en succès.
Aim to be flexible.
Qu'il y ait flexibilité, que ou prend décision pour timounio ensemble parce que nous pas ensemble, maman avec papa paraît ensemble, yo pas une relation ensemble, mais yo gen timoun ensemble. Ça veut dire que nous gain pour nous gain un niveau de communication, yon ensemble avec l'autre. Et puis pour nous pratiquer pour nous flexible dans décision que nous prenons.
Flexibility benefits everyone. For example, if your child's other parent is sometimes late for pickups, it might help to be ready with alternative plans. Sometimes if you're flexible when your child's other parent needs to change something, they might be more flexible when you need it. Your plans will also need to adapt as your child grows up and their needs and circumstances change. For example, when they start school, take up a new sport, or become more independent.
So basically, in a nutshell, be flexible because situations will come up. It's life, We always talk about Murphy's Law. Whatever could go wrong is likely to go wrong. So you have to plan ahead, be flexible. And if you need the other parent because now you have an emergency and you were being mean to them or not being flexible yourself when in a different situation. So how do you expect that they will be flexible with you?
Exactly.
So you got to give a little, take a little. You know what I'm saying? One hand washes the other.
It's hard. It's difficult. You might. The pickup time or whatever case it may be, be close to the time you have to go to work or whatever. It's difficult, but at the same time, the thing about it is not to allow your anger for the other person to overshadow what's happening or what needs to happen between the two for the child.
Yes, that's so true. So try to accept different parenting styles. You're different from me, and I'm different from you.
Right.
So we're not gonna think alike. We're not going to say the same thing. We're not going to address each situation the same way. So you have to give room for individuality to the other parent, knowing that they're their person and you're your person. So when the kid is with you, I expect that you will handle everything unless it's something like life threatening, it's an emergency, like they're in a hospital and I need to be there and I need to make a decision with you.
Right.
When that kid is in your household and you're parenting, like if it's something simple like bedtime, they don't want to go to bed or whatever, like I have no say so on that. That's your time. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. When the child is with me, I'm not gonna expect you to come and tell me what to do with my kid when the child is with me. I'm responsible, So that's pretty much what this is saying, to try to accept the different parenting styles for each person. And then the next one is to help your child feel connected to the other parent. So don't put it out there like, oh, your dad, this is what your dad did. Da, 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 da.
You don't go into the school and complain or fuss at every teacher because they have different teaching styles. You know what I'm saying? This teacher taught your child this way. This teacher teaches your child this way.
The kids might do it though,
right? So you both have your own ways of teaching, and your child has to learn this anyway. The child has to learn this anyway. Everything's not going to be the same, but you have to be respectful.
That's right. And keep your other child's parent up to date on the situations, what's happening with the child. So if something new happened or something, significant happened, let them know. Be courteous, don't be so mean and inconsiderate. So we do have a whole lot more, but our timing is coming up. Like basically just plan for task activities and events. Give your child's other parents some time to learn the ropes, how to do things, especially if they're a new parent, or be prepared for some challenges regarding their feelings, because at the end of all this, or in the middle of all this, is a human being, involved. And I'm talking about your child, not necessarily you. Okay, so it's 5:00 before we go. I just want to congratulate all the graduates of 2023. Congratulations. You're moving on. Those of you who are moving on to the next grade, and then other people who are moving on to the next chapter of your life, because now you're either going to college or you're going to start a business, or you're legally free on your own. You're 18 years old, and now life is your oyster, as they say. I just want to say congratulations to all of you. And may God bless you on your ventures. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for the time that you spent with us this afternoon, listening to Family Matters on Good News Radio. If you missed us today, feel free to connect with us again online, or you can hear us again tomorrow on the air from what time is it on the air tomorrow? From 3 to 4? I think it's 3 to 4. And then on the air, you can go online, tune in WYGG, or you can dial in or go to goodnewsradiotv.com just if you miss us. And we'll see you again next Saturday. Next Saturday is, I believe, 4th Saturday. So we're gonna do a segment on finances for the family.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So thank you, everyone. Have a great night, and again, happy Father's Day to all.
We all can agree that raising a family in these times is challenging. With everything being so exposed and accessible through social media and the influence that come along with it, how do we find the balance?
Does your child feel confined and has no outlet?
Sasha, meet me in the bathroom so we can take our Instagram pics, because once I get home, they won't let me out.
Would your child come to you when they need help?
Mom, I'm in trouble and I don't know what to do.
Do you know the signs when your child is crying out for help?
Mickelson, you don't listen. The school has called me and now I have to attend another school meeting. This time you lose your video games for 2 months.
Do you and your family need access to resources?
I lost my job. How will we get our bills paid?
Does your family have expectations and boundaries for mutual respect and understanding?
I am the man of the house, but my family does not respect me.
Finally, a show where families can feel supported and get resources for guidance during these troubled times. Presented to you by Good News Community Action. Family Matters, a radio show, aired every Saturday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. A new segment discussing all things and situations relating to families. Family Matters Discussions, a radio show for everyone to listen together.
This is WLGG 88.1 FM, Asbury Park.